on to the ground. Early in the morning, and my knee on to the ground. Knee on Zachariah, oh, knee on Zachariah, oh, Lord, knee on in the morning, oh, knee on in the wilderness, oh, God, knee on them. Wah, ni bukan Indonesia. Wah, Madonna. Wah, Cimuri. Astagfirullah. Wah, Tuhan kamu. Wah, yang siaran wah, bukan. Wah, bukan boleh. Istirahat. Wah, jadi apa? Lebih sedia. Lebih sedia. Wah, ada ibu. Gullah, Yeddi, Mendy, Yeddi, orang macam nasi, kau kalian bisto, orang ini salah, orang ini, dia salah dia semua macam jadi kuat, kalau keluar, jangan kau kami diri. Allah sekarang kita jatuh Florida. Kita masih, ofisi, lingkungan orang ini jelas. Dan masih, lingkungan ini bukan Malaysia. Orang selami, tapi ini belum sudah jelas. Sebenarnya orang sekarang, mungkin Yeddi. Dan memasakkan hubungan dari orang Yeddi itu. That's orang yang we, the orang yang terima. Di sana Indonesia, ini dia orang yang dikunci. Oh, bukan Indonesia, dia yang beranas. Dan take one like a we. Dan masih, dia beranas the we, and that will be we. And we be, gotta get you out of people. When you try to corporate people, come in and tell them, I don't know what I do. Tell them some good man, be waiting. And I said, And we said, oh my God, that's really not David. How do we? And we have to go on where they be. And then they have to be corporate teeth. The shop. So start to go on. Then sometimes go on the elders tell you, come up, cool on. I get you on the sound of rest of people. And I grabbed the teeth so, and I said, no. You have to say, hey y'all, how you doing? When you go across the bridges. And I started thinking about those bridges and how every time a built bridge was engineered, somehow it engineered out parts of our cultural community in the Gullah Nation, on the Sea Islands, from Jacksonville, North Carolina, to Jacksonville, Florida, because no one thought about the legacy within the trees. And they definitely didn't think about us that prayed beneath them. And now, those oak trees with that Spanish moss, that long beard hanging down, are as a witness to our living legacy of sustainability. Before these bulldozers can make their way there. Oh, wait a second, they didn't exist. There were no bulldozers. There were ancestral hands that cleared the lands, built the rice dikes with the Carolina gold, built the trunks and had the trunk minders. It was these hands that touched the roots and buried the trees that would shade us when we took a little break for a little while. So I realized that if I went to their places speaking this way, they just said, well, who's that? Sound like the rest of us. But when I would come in and crack the teeth like this, and they said, who is that? What did she say? So we have to leave what they call a low country and start to unveil who we be as Gullah Geechees and help people to start to, as I like to say, overstand instead of understand. Because we've been down under a little bit too long, and this is not Australia. So I wanted people to start to catch on to legacy and land and forestry and what it means to us who are Gullah Geechee. They would think about the fields and the agriculture, but they didn't know how all of these are part of an ecosystem that has to be balanced, like our culture and our community. Everything is about the circle and how we interconnect with one another in that circle and about what we put out in that circle. And it is those circles that my ancestors, who are part of our Gullah Geechee Nation national flag, make up the body of our tree, the family tree. Human bodies inextricably tied, rooted into the soil, and from Sea Island soil, who Gullah Geechee souls that understood that the tree is not just good to you when you cut it down, as we say, chop on for wood and things like that for home again. But the trees help you when the storms come, not only in life, but we're literally in a hurricane zone. So why would we clear cut the trees? And then I said, but you know what? We have to have a clear-cutting message that we would the wilderness to me. So when people start coming in and saying, oh, we want to talk about wildlife, we go to the body at first, the wildlife. Yes! And then we realized very quickly, no, they were more interested in the loggerhead turtles and the red foxes and the black bears, and they were interested even in the alligator that we could now on the deal and things like that. That one would catch them. More so than they were intrigued or interested in an indigenous cultural community that had kept the land in its natural state, that in their world, in the Western world, was called wild. Wherein to us is called blessed. And so now we have the opportunities to bring those folks into our circle with me and try to root them in our culture, in our community. Where if they look at our flag, they will see that the legacy of this is the fact that as we got here, we came across the water, which is that blue, also the indigo, that many read about that my ancestors were enslaved to work in. If you let them grow wild, they too grow into trees. But their energy that hides within and it gets released when that blue dye is placed around you for protection. And then if they were to look again, they would see that gold for that Carolina gold, for that rice, everything that everybody comes here for now, and things like that. Nobody comes to our area and don't want to play the rice. They want to taste that part of the culture, but the true taste of it is a spiritual taste that nourishes you long after you leave. And that gold was also for what they called us black gold, richness. And I tell people, but never forget the green on a flag, because that is for the land. And that green land is what I now am blessed to have the opportunity to fight for every day. And when I go out, sure, oh, he didn't take like all the rest of people to see. And yet, how do you feel when you come out the wilderness? Come out the wilderness. Come out the wilderness. How do you feel when you come out the wilderness? Leaning on the Lord. Now when I get home, I'm going to hear that ringing. Because everybody will join in with song, with singing, with the shouting, with the horn on who we are. And this shall not, the Gullah Geechee people, let's see how it sounds. said, well, I hadn't heard of it when I went up Capitol Hill to create something that I think a few people in here know something about, a corridor, which is now the first national heritage area in America, number 37. That is the first to honor living culture, the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor. So when I heard about this thing, said Corridor Connect, I figured, well, finally somebody recognized something, that we all need to come together in a circle. And we can't just keep the wilderness and the forest for the creatures, for the Black Panthers. And believe me, that's my school mascot, so I love the Black Panther. I'm all about going out proud, and we're going for the right reason. So we can't let the rest of the world not enter this circle of what I say understanding. That now is the time, we have no other time left to waste to have the wildlife like this. We need to protect the wildlife and the cultural heritage communities that have thrived, that have grown, because we have kept it not just wild, but we have kept it anointed, we have kept it blessed. We can say to our ancestors, Ashe, that we stand, that we live here yet another day amidst the trees where there's that beautiful sea island breeze, where there are those blessings that everyone in North Kakalaki, South Kakalaki, Georgia, and Ramos, as we say Florida, can come to not only the islands on the seas, but they can journey with all of us and connect through the corridors where we all begin to understand that we are the wilderness and the wilderness the we. How do you feel when you come? Come on.